Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are just before market close on Monday, September 27th. I wanted to share my momentum stock buys from the day. So I'm pretty well wrapped up for the day, just going to kind of sit on what I have and just wanted to share what I jumped into and why. So here, EXPI is the first one I'm looking at. This is on the daily chart. Now, there's a couple of things happening here. One, there's clearly a channel here that it's been holding for quite some time and has relatively recently, pushed out of it. That was in August, but it's been in this channel since about May of this year, and making another run up. And this isn't my typical sort of like dip buy near the bottom and then take profit near the top. What I'm actually looking at here is the break above this recent topping out that we see right here, and today's break above that. So we see the candlestick here pushing to 52.35 or so, and that clearly outpacing that previous high. So what I'm looking for is a coming break of this high here, which will put us at, that was where it jumped out of the channel, obviously. So I'm looking for this to channel break to the upward side. So looking for a break above like 54.45, and then beyond that, if everything is still looking pretty well intact, I'm going to be looking at this as the next level. $60.05 will be my next level to the upside. And that's based on this previous resistance, support level, and resistance that flipped to support. And then, if we get above there, obviously there's a ton of room to the upside if it wanted to make any sort of movement toward this $90 previous high, but I'm not even concerned about that at the moment. I'll sort of keep tracking the trade and see how it's doing. But we also see, let me flip my MAs here. When I'm looking at different time periods, I use different MAs that I look at. But on the daily, I look at the 20, 50, and the 200. But here we see it doing a really good job consistently jumping off of that 200 recently. So we have a sort of a near double bottom recently from August 20th to like September 20th, and both of those bounced right off that 200 MA. And now we're making this really nice, we're not going to double top, it looks to me. And so that's why I'm looking to catch this momentum swing to the upside. Right, the next one, ORTX. Now this has some catalysts coming up. I'm not going to get into that. That's sort of like a bonus, is the catalysts that are coming up. Oh, let me not do that. Let me move the MAs off of here because it's not actually, it doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm looking at with this one. But a couple of things. One, it's been in this range now for quite some time, since the beginning of August, so nearly 2 full months in this range. And so what I'm looking for it to do is sort of burst out of this range to the upside, and then get a bunch of buy strength from there. And then the other thing that I'm looking at, I'm just going to get rid of this because it makes it hard to see with this volume thing toward the bottom here, is this slight uptrend. So I look for these a lot, this like double bottom that actually results in a pretty slight uptrend. This is like Monday rustiness. It's like not making videos over the weekend, and then it's like getting back to the tools and talking at the same time. But there is this very slight uptrend here, right? And so we saw this, because I cover it so much, SoFi comes to mind with its recent double bottom there, and then the trajectory that it's been on since. And then we have this other trend line from the top side coming down that captures the 2 most recent swing highs. And so I'm looking for this to continue to sort of like work its way up and then see if we can get a big break out of this wedge. But I'm taking the position now in case there's some additional upsides based on catalysts coming down the line. I wanted to make sure that I lock these in for the time being. And obviously it's a very beaten down stock. It's $2.48, as I'm sure you can see. And if you look here, this was up over $9 not too long ago. I mean, kind of in February, but a lot of those stocks started to sell off and get punished February, March, maybe into April. I don't really recall, but it definitely got beat up in that same time frame. So this is what I'm looking at the moment. Obviously, if it can't hold this double bottom area of $2.32, then I'll have to reevaluate and see if that voids the entire trade. So PTK is a SPAC play that I'm looking at. I had taken some time off of the SPACs, but some of them look like they are re-emerging to me, and I wanted to sort of point out why I'm trying to get us in a good time frame here. So we have this recent run up and created a bunch of sort of things. One, we're back down at this floor after this run up to 1053, and now sort of settling back down near the offering price of the SPAC being at $10. I'm pretty sure on that. I briefly did a check on this. To be honest, I didn't do a ton of heavy lifting to look into it. I was mostly relying on the chart. So double check that if you're wondering what the offering price was on PTK. But we're also caught under this one, which is sort of moved today to consolidate itself out of. So now I'm wondering if we may get a bump up, especially if we look at this as almost a separate move, if we can get ourselves out of this. So I look at this steep downtrend, and it sort of worked its way out of that, and is sitting now in sort of a double, triple bottom kind of situation. And now wondering if we can get some movement up and out of this more recent downtrend, if we can maintain this like very near $10 support level. BCTX, I won't get too much into it, but I've been in and out of this several times the last, I don't know, month or so maybe. I guess before that, because I have things on the chart prior to that. But it was trading in this range, similar to what I guess EXPI that we just looked at, or maybe ORTX, whatever we just looked at, that I drew this sort of range that it was trading in, and was looking for a breakout on this one when I saw this sort of ramp up toward the upside. And obviously we got a breakout, and it's been running up nicely ever since. Now it started to consolidate around this supply and demand zone that I had targeted here at $9.02, right now being $9.01. And so I thought that it looked good to me that there was a possibility for an additional run coming up, and a break over this previous $9 topping out there. Now we'll have to see how that holds, but it's looking good to me at the moment, and I also think that they have some additional catalysts coming up, so I'm hoping that that can sort of come in with the assist outside of just the trend itself. On CEI, there's two things that I'm looking at here, and I didn't pull it up. If you want to go check my Twitter, you can see it on my Twitter. But you know, I'm looking at both. I'm trying to recall what time frame I did this on. This one that we're looking at. Okay, it might be this one here. So we have this clear uptrend that we've been holding, and when we top out and then retest those tops, it's shown really strong consistently, flipping those to support. Obviously this is a big retail momentum play, and short squeeze candidate obviously, and then establishing over this $2.37. There's also fib levels, Fibonacci extension levels, that if you go to my Twitter over the weekend, I think it was on Saturday night, maybe it was last night, Sunday night, I don't recall, I tweeted out both setups, both the one that we're looking at right now with this uptrend, and then these supply and demand zones that have consistently been bought up and flipped from resistance to support, and the fib levels. But it's holding really strong to the fib levels as well. I don't like having both of those on the chart because it makes it very cluttered. So that's the situation with CEI. And then AFRM, let me zoom out on this one a little bit. So this also, in this sort of like double topping out situation looks like it has the potential to break out here. I was looking for it to hold this 125 level when it had run up and then pulled back down, and it did a really good job holding that for the time frame that I was looking for, and so I jumped into it today. This is the only play of all the ones that I'm talking about today that I actually have just an options play. I don't have shares of AFRM. I just did options play on it. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, more risk but more reward if if we can get it working. But I'm looking for a break over this 133.17 in the coming days, and we'll see if we can get there. But obviously, you see this forming, or hopefully you kind of see this forming to come in here from this 133.17. I tried to get exact with this. Okay. And then bumping out there today. There's sort of two lines down because that's sort of this extension wick, but there's also this sort of here. And so I'm looking for a break through all of these to really cause, you know, the biggest movement out. This is on the 1 hour chart. And so I'm hoping that we can at least accomplish this first one tomorrow, a break through this trend line, and then the following day or later this week, a break above this trend line, and that should unlock a move above 133, I would hope. So that's what I'm looking for, and if that, like I said, if it goes bust, then you know, stop loss and get out of the position and look for a new play. But that's where I am for now. So that's what I did today. I hope your trading day went well, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.